Thank you very much for joining me in this evening, viewers and subscribers. Now, the Anambra South senatorial by-elections to find a replacement for late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was marred by massive violence. And this violence occurred because of the contest between the All Progressive Congress and the ABGA. All of them are the progressives, because that is how Charles Soludo, when he wants to sing praises for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is how he puts it. But now that it has come to election, both parties are at dagger's draw. Everybody is claiming that superiority. He is the governor of the state, and the APC is the ruling party in the whole country. The violence erupted because of their contest in such a way that youth started protesting, and the process of the elections was hot because of how other people were violently mistreated, and the contest between the APC and the ABGA in the state on the process of that election stampede the peaceful process of that election. People that were affected, that were denied in displaying their franchise because of this thuggery and this violence process of this election that was engineered by the APC and the ABGA, came out and started protesting. I'm going to bring you the details of how this election was marred with violence in contest to find a replacement for Ifeanyi Ubah in Anambra South Senatorial District. But before I bring you these details, I want to tell you that in Anambra South is not the only place that was affected in this electoral violence. I already told you that almost everywhere that these elections were conducted, we had almost the same cases: buying of votes violence, institutional violence sponsored by the powers that be, carried out by the Nigerian security agencies or institutions, is what we are talking about in this election. Just watch this video and see how the DSS came very early in the morning before the beginning of the elections, and they whisked away the vehicle containing these materials for election. They went away, did what they wanted to do, and brought back the vehicle. Just watch this video and see how the INEC officials were complaining about what happened in Kaduna State. And then after this video, we'll come back and continue.
This vehicle has been towed. They forcefully towed that vehicle, and that vehicle will have valuables in it. And they are claiming that they came here based on information, that they got an information that we kept ballot papers there. Now they have towed this vehicle, taking it to an unknown location by unknown people who claim to be operative of the DSS and police. So only God knows what they've gone to do with that vehicle. And our materials are inside, including funds to be disbursed to agents at polling units. So we don't know what this government is up to. We don't know what the APC government in Kaduna State is up to. This is the height of their desperation. This is the height of their desperation. They want to stop at nothing to ensure that they rig this election. So APC should know that this is not a local government election. Now they are bringing back, the world can see that they are towing back the vehicle. They are towing back the vehicle. Only God knows what they have gone to do with it. Only God knows what they have planted in it just to accuse us of wanting to manipulate this election. Only God knows what they want to do with what they went to do with the vehicle. This vehicle was parked in the hotel. Now they have brought it back. This is the towing van. We don't know the towing van by which company. This is the height of their desperation. This is the height of their desperation.
You've seen it right. Now the DSS came to where the materials for the elections were kept. They were kept in the vehicle. They don't have access to this vehicle. So what they did was to tow the vehicle out of the premises where these election materials were kept. They took this vehicle to a hotel, and they did what they wanted to do with election materials. And after that, They returned the vehicle. So how are you going to be comfortable with carrying out that elections and believing that the process of that election is going to yield or to bring results that everybody will believe that that result is coming from a free, fair, and credible elections? Maybe they took the vehicle and then pulled out the sheets, recording sheets. They took it away. You will go there, people will come there and waste their time, and they will sit somewhere and write the results. And these are government officials. These are security officials. These are the people that are contributing to the problems that we have in Nigeria today. These are the people that are contributing to the failure of leadership in this country. But remember, these are the same people that will come out and begin to cry, oh, we have served 35 years and our gratuity and pensions are not being paid. But they forget that they are contributing to that now that they are in service. And they will be carrying out protests up and down. But they have contributed their own quota to make sure this country is in ruins, to make sure we don't have good leaders. That their major assignment is to make sure everybody in Nigeria is satisfied whether you are serving or you are retired. Today they are serving and they are being sponsored or commanded to come out and rig elections. Rigging of elections is because somebody have made judgment upon himself and believe that if we allow this result to come under or to come through that platform of carrying out a free, fair, and credible election, I will not win because the people know that I cannot deliver good governance to them. So they will command them to come and carry out this rigging. At the end of the day, when we have these bad people that don't consider our plights and challenges in positions and they refuse to pay salaries and pensions, at the end of the day will come back and begin to say, oh, the country is bad and oh, let's go out and protest. But this is where it starts. Now let's get back to my first story as I bring you the details of what happened in South Senatorial District, Anambra South Senatorial District, and then after these details we'll come back and wrap up this update. Justin violence mass Anambra South Senatorial by-election. The Anambra South Senatorial by-elections to replace late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah has been marred by violence with members of the All Progressive Congress (APC) arrested. 4 polling agents of the APC candidate Sir Azuka Okwosa have been taken away by the local government chairman of Ekusigo local government area with the support of a community leader in Ozubulu. The development forced youths in the area to stage protests, alleging harassment and intimidation by the All Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA) led government. Immediate past Anambra Speaker Honorable Rita Maduogu told the nation that APGA invaded her Ukpo Ward 3009 to unleash mayhem on the voters. The situation has heightened tension in Nnewi and Okwosigo local government areas. Other areas where violence erupted include Ward 4 Unit 001 and 003, Ward 4 Unit 8 in Okwosigo, where the APC agents were arrested and whisked away by the government agents. You heard it right. Now that is the hand of Charles Soludo and the APC in action. Because Charles Soludo will go back to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and sing praises for him. But today it has become an election. And he feels that he has to display his superiority to make sure his presence is felt in that election and everybody is disenfranchised because of his might in the state. And the APC are telling him no. But just remember that the APGA and the APC are not the only political parties that have candidates on the ballot. How about the ADC? How about every other political party? But it's only because of the violence that has been promoted by APC and APGA that have marred the peaceful process of that elections. And people had to abandon the voting process and engage in protests because of the violence. Because people are really tired of using this violent platform to have leaders that cannot do anything for the people. And that is why they wanted it to stop. They wanted the violence to stop. But that is just the ruse and the deception that Charles Soludo and the APC will use to make sure people scatter. At the end of the day, they have that gap to carry out that rigging that they want to do. I've already said people that will always disrupt the peaceful protest process of an election are people that they know they have concluded and considered within themselves that they are not qualified. Because they are not qualified, they don't have the trust of the people. And if they allow the elections to go on in a free, fair, and credible manner, they will lose. And that is why they must create that rowdiness and make sure the process has become violent so that they will have that window to rig the elections. That is what has happened is happening itself in all those places that we're seeing. Because if you know that you have the trust of the people, you cannot bring money to any polling booth to buy people's to buy votes, because you know that if the elections are conducted properly, your people like you, they love you because of the potential you have. They know that you have the capacity to deliver, so you don't need to buy votes. But these elections today, we are preparing for general elections in 2027. And look at just by-elections in 12 states. And look at what has happened. Everywhere it's like that. Institutional rigging have become the order of the day in Nigerian elections today. And we have a big election that is going to define the nature of this country. Whether we are going to be saved in the hands of the APC or not. Now we are seeing the tactics that the big wigs, either at the state level or at the federal level, we see what they are trying to employ. And this will give us a picture of what they are willing to do in 2027. So we should begin to tackle them now. We have a little time, almost 2 years. And let us make sure we cover those gaps. We prevent those cracks from getting wide. Now that we are seeing the tactics, they are just test running how they are going to rig the elections in 2027. That is how you are seeing all these things. So we will match them fire for fire. Let's prepare. You only fight iron with iron. Since we already know that these people are preparing with violence, let's also repel them with the same way they are going to bring to us. We want a free, fair, and credible elections because we trust the candidates that we believe that they are going to deliver success to us, and let us not make saboteurs of a good Nigeria prevent us from having good governance. We have suffered enough under the watch of APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Always remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first person to be notified whenever I have another update. Write your comment in the comment section so I can hear your thoughts and opinions about my videos, and always remember to give me a thumbs up for my videos. Thank you very much. We'll meet very soon.